What's going on, you guys? It's me, Joey, Big Joe behind the camera, the quirky kid from Queens, aka Joey Sweets, coming at you like Cleopatra through the power of YouTube and the internet. And before I start my video, I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Rudy, his dad Papa John the Pizza Man, and T.O. Brian. And for those of you who don't speak Spanish, T.O. means uncle. And today this video is kind of a combination of a wrestling story and something to do with the Muppets. And for those of you who don't know who the Muppets are, Google them and you'll find out. Okay, so back in July or June, somewhere around there, I found out that Kurt Hawkins' school, if you don't know who Kurt Hawkins is, WWE superstar Kurt Hawkins, real name Brian Myers, his school in Hicksville, New York, called Creative Pro, was doing a wrestling show 1 week ago, last Sunday on August 5th. I don't know why I was going to say April, but August 5th I was at the show, had a good time. And I follow a couple of the wrestlers on his Creative Pro roster on Twitter and on Instagram and Facebook and everything else. And the show was run by his current tag team champions, the Shook Crew, Max Caster, Bryce Donovan, and the GOATest of all time, Bobby Orlando. And they were having this match, and the main event was between the two members of the former Creative Pro Tag Team Champions, the Breakfast Club, the Abominable CPA, who I found out I have a mutual friend with. What's going on there, Pete Sanzone? Shout out to you. And Francis Kip Stevens, who kind of looks like a very young Michael McKean. For those of you who don't know who Michael McKean is, watch the movie Airheads. I believe he was in Coneheads. I know he was in This Is Spinal Tap. He was in the movie Clue, based on the board game. He was on Saturday Night Live. And I believe he played Lenny of Lenny and Squiggy and Laverne and Shirley from the late 70s, early 80s. But that's a different part of the story. But on Instagram, Kip Stevens, Francis Kip Stevens, either if I go back and forth so you don't get confused, had mentioned that he felt like he started looking more and more like Beaker from the Muppets. And I, jokingly responded to him, and you could see my picture of my face on my picture on Instagram, and I said to him, "Hey Kip, if you're Beaker with my big fat round head and my black framed glasses, as you can see I'm wearing here, I should be Bunsen Honeydew." Again, look up Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker and the Muppets and you'll find out who they are. But he responds back with, "Okay, that works. You be Bunsen, I'll be Beaker." Whatever. But we were talking about this after the main event match, after the show ended yesterday. And I go to him. One thing I said, I loved his comment about Beaker on the Muppets on Instagram on his picture. And he goes, "Yeah, that was pretty cool." And he goes, "Oh, and your comment about Bunsen Honeydew was hilarious." So, and I said, "Here's one question." I said, I think deserves an answer, but I don't know who's going to get that answer or how we're going to get it. But why does Bunsen Honeydew have glasses when he doesn't have eyeballs? Think about it. When you look at the picture of Bunsen Honeydew, he has black frame glasses like the ones I have on here, which let me put back on. Of course, there's no frames in it. When they actually shot with the, they shot with the puppets, there wouldn't be glare off the lenses. But underneath his glasses, he had no eyeballs. So why does Bunsen Honeydew wear glasses when he doesn't have eyeballs? And we stood there and started laughing. And of course, his tag partner, CPA's looking at us like, "You two are weird." And the lady next to us, whose son was taking a picture with CPA, looked at us and started laughing. And he goes, "Did you two just start a conversation about why Bunsen Honeydew from the Muppets wears glasses but doesn't have eyeballs?" And I said, "Yes." And we just left the conversation at that and laughed about it. But as I know, it's a weird story about how pro wrestling connects to the Muppets there. But do rate, hate, follow, comment, subscribe. I'll put my Twitter handle and my Instagram handles in the description box below. Follow me there. Peace out and stay quirky, my friends.